welcome to another live commentary. This is of the 2001 movie Joyride, not the that movie that came out a few years ago with those Asian girls. No, this is the Paul Walker movie from 2001. The late great Paul Walker, Steve Zahn, and Lily Sobieski, who doesn't act anymore. And there's a reason why, because she wasn't that good. This is 96 minutes, so let's get started. 20th Century Fox, yeah, we saw that dead logo at Deadpool and Wolverine last year. Well, they did the first Deadpool right. They did that right and Deadpool 2, so... And this is not a horror movie. This is more like a thriller. I haven't done these. I'm doing the second one tomorrow after I go out. Because I was going to do these in October, but I was just in so much pain. I had to just, do the horror films that I was getting at the time. And this is a nice short movie, because the last Paul Walker movie I did was Running Scared, and that was almost 2 hours. This one's a lot shorter, so... Regency Enterprise, yeah. Bad Robot Productions, yeah. J.J. Abrams, produced this movie, yeah. It's his production team. Steve Zahn, yeah. This is more like the movie Duel, with that truck driver's chasing the guy. But it's Duel, but with 2 guys instead of 1. Because some people might mistake this for the Joyride movie that came out with those 2 Asian girls. Yeah, no, this is not the same movie. It's completely different. Same name, different movie. And it's a small cast, so I wanted to do this. Hey, heterosexual guy, good morning. From now on, I'm hoping that there won't be any strangers that bother you. No, if they do, I will go on my laptop and I'll make sure I only get notifications from you guys, my subscribers, and people that have been watching my live streams for years. No strangers. Because that was weird last time. There's Paul Walker. I miss him, man. It wasn't just Fast and the Furious that he did. He did this movie. And The Skulls and a bunch of other stuff. I'm glad I got to, see his movies before he passed away. There she is. I don't know you, so... Remove. Yeah. I'm gonna have to, change this setting on my computer. Yeah. Next time I do the chat, I'm gonna have to just do that, because I'm like... For Endgame, I don't want strangers. I'm gonna just get notifications from people that know me. Helen Hunt is a much better actress than Lily. That's why she's still acting, and Lily retired a long time ago. Black History Month in February. Yeah, so am I. I'm trying to do some podcasts for February 1st and the 2nd. I don't know why so many people want to go on my chat and want to be, give me flack. I'm like, I don't want to deal with bots, okay? I know who's my real subscribers and who are not, so. Because the chat shouldn't be people, strangers that I don't know. There's the opening credits. Yep, J.J. Abrams produced this movie, and Chris Moore. This is before he ruined Star Wars, him and Kathleen Kennedy. He also wrote the movie. But this movie is still better than The Rise of Skywalker. I will say that easily. Because it's not... While the girl is weak in this movie, the rest, the 2 guys are not. John Dahl directed this movie. Green River. Because there's some people that probably thought this was the other Joyride from like the 2020s. It's not. This is the one from 2001, way back. That spawned two sequels. I have the second one. I don't want to do the third one. I heard the third one's terrible. I mean, there's not even any good actors in it. Oh, you just subscribed, so yeah, that's fine. But any of these live forever spam only fans, yeah, no, I don't need that on my chat. I don't need that. I already had to get rid of Telegram because there was a girl there that was after my money. No thanks, guys. I rather meet a girl at Comic-Con, pay to get their seat, their signature or picture with them, and it's really them, not some freaking bot. I don't want a bot. Steve Zahn's a good actor. I like him. Oh wait, my volume. Put it up a little bit there. Much better. These two have good chemistry in the movie, because that's why Lily is barely in the film, because she doesn't have anything to do with this plot. There's one scene I think that could have been cut, and that's the scene where they make him run in the diner naked. That's not needed. I'm like, this is not a erotic thriller, guys. It's just weird. $96 is nice and short because I didn't want to do a 2-hour movie today. The Getaway was an hour and 50 some minutes, so it's a little bit long. I really do miss him a lot because he was a treasure. He was not a bad actor, or he didn't have controversy. No, he was just a normal. Blank Man is my favorite superhero movie. I got to see that for February because I haven't seen that one. I saw Meteor Man when I was a kid, but I haven't seen Blank Man. Hold on. Because I didn't do these films and I want to do them. The first two. I might see the third one, but I'm not doing a podcast for it because I don't have it. See, yeah, it's not hard to do a podcast. It's easy. You just got to get on the camera, turn it on, go live, and get a movie to watch. It's not that hard. Yeah, you also need a good internet provider, but I got that right here. Right on top of this phone. Because on my laptop, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. The road is dangerous. And it was the car that took him out. And the Fast and the Furious movies haven't been the same since his absence. Because 8 was not that great. 9 was a cartoon. I haven't seen Hobbs and Shaw, but let's face it, that was a spin-off. That was a couple of years too late. It was more like Tokyo Drift without, the short running time. Everything has to be a cartoon now because everybody thinks a movie, if it's not animated, it has to be a live action cartoon. Sometimes it works. In Sonic 3 it worked. But it doesn't work in Star Wars. It doesn't work in Star Trek. It doesn't work in some of the Disney movies. Just because it's a remake of a cartoon doesn't mean you have to be cartoonish or have characters that won't shut up. It's just Sobieski's just a boring actress. That's why she retired. Because they wanted her to do more sexy roles. I'm like, yeah, because nobody wanted her to see her act. But she said no and she retired. I'm like, yeah, maybe that's for the best. We're 10 minutes in, so. The sequel, Joyride 2, is about 90 minutes as well. It's shorter, actually. It's 91 minutes. Yeah, this one's 96. This one's 5 minutes longer than the sequel. Because it has a. The sequel is more. It's more like a wrong turn than a Joyride movie, but it's a decent sequel. I like Nick Zano in it and the main girl, but she passed away too. So yeah, I don't mess with those CB radios. No, you don't know who's up on the other line. So I'm like, I'll stick with doing podcasts and YouTube videos because I know I'm safe. And that's Ted Levine's voice, by the way. He's uncredited, but he's in the movie as the voice of the truck driver. Yeah, this is why you shouldn't mess with people on the road. Yeah, when I do my next live stream, I'm gonna have to just change it. Yeah, they mess with them, and that's why. This is what happens when you mess with the wrong people. Hmm. See? Yeah, no, I don't mess with the CB radios. You don't know what sickos are going to be behind that radio. I don't do that. I don't mess with people online. With me, what you see is what you get. See? I'm not trying to hide my face. I'm not hiding anything. Unlike some people, I know how to talk. Rusty Nail. Yeah, he's the villain of the movie. There's ice all over the city where I live. It snowed where I live a little bit, and there's a lot of ice all over the ground. I had to throw Epsom salt last night outside just to clear the ice. There was sheets of ice all over the place. I love snow, but I don't like ice. It hurts me. When I slip on it, it hurts, man. I love Elsa's ice powers, but I don't like walking on ice. That's why I don't go on a frozen lake because I don't want to die. We're 15 minutes in. I don't trust some phone apps. I don't, because they could be, you don't know who you're talking to on the other line. That's a nice shot. Yeah, from now on, I'm gonna just stick to subscribers and people that know me, not anyone, because that's the mistake I made. That's why my last podcast had like 18 views and it was a bunch of bots. I'm like, no, I can't deal with that, guys. I don't have time for that. I don't answer bots. I know who's real, like heterosexual guy and Spidey and Josh, than someone who's fake, who's trying to just get attention because they don't have anything better to do. Some people in the chat, some people on these chat rooms are just freaking sickos. They really are. Some of them, not all of them. Again, a racist. Some people just are never satisfied. It's like with the movie New Captain America. I already got my ticket to go see it on February 13th. So I'm not going to be on YouTube. I'm not going to be on Facebook. I don't want anybody spoiling the movie for me. So if Josh was like, "Why did you talk to me for 3 days?" You know exactly why. I'm not going to feed into the freaking bad reviews or anything. I don't want to hear it. I want to go see the movie in peace without any distractions. Got it? Just like when I saw Endgame a few years back. I had to stay away from Facebook for days until I saw the movie, and I didn't spoil the movie because I don't believe in spoiling films for other people. That's wrong. Let me lie down. No, it's not. Because when you mess with it, when you poke the bear, you're going to get attacked. 20 minutes in. Hmm. Hmm. Lime green jumpsuit like Luigi, which I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be Luigi at Comic Con in a few months in Brooklyn. So I'm gonna just I could wear the different hat this time. Hey, Network 98, you made it early today. That's good. See, I know you because I know you guys for years now. Well, for the past couple years in my chat, and you're not underage either. Because Little Sims, I don't know what he was thinking watching my YouTube videos at 14 or 15. That's too young. When you mess with the wrong people, you're gonna get their consequences. Trust me, I know. People try to scam me for years, and it's not gonna happen this year. What's the most unnecessary spin-off of a show or movie you've seen? One of them is Lab Rats Elite Force, because we didn't need a spin-off. It was already too late. The show ended. We could have moved on, but no. Instead, they made a sequel show that only lasted a season because nobody cared. You take two main characters out of the show and they expected the show to work. It didn't work. Cory in the House is another one. Raven did not need a sequel. It should have ended on a high note or do a movie and end it. Like they did with Even Stevens. It takes on a high note. You don't have to make spin-offs that nobody asked for. 'Kaz and Oliver surprised just sounds so goofy. Yeah, and it didn't make any sense. They were just normal humans, and then they had to make them superheroes, and they had to give superpowers to Bree. And I'm like, Bree was already bionic. Don't you didn't have to make her OP, guys. 25 minutes in now. Okay, 25 minutes. This movie has tension. Yeah, it's more of a thriller than a horror movie. Some people call this horror. I'm like, no, it's not really a horror film. The second one is more of a horror film. This one's more of a thriller. And I haven't done a thriller for a while, so I've mostly been doing an action film or a comedy or something like that. Also, Mighty Men was set in Philadelphia or Lab Rats was in California. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Those are two completely separate places on the U.S. map. Because Philadelphia is like where I near where it's close to where I live, and California is on the other side of the country. It doesn't make any sense. When they crossed over the first time, it was fine. Lab Rats versus Mighty Men, but then when they tried it again, it failed. You like crossover episodes work, but when crossovers don't work, nobody asks for. Yeah, I don't like crossovers that don't work. The CW worked sometimes, and the Crisis on Infinite Earths that worked. Joyride was a good Paul Walker movie. Yeah, it is. It still holds up, except for Lizzie Sobieski's performance. There's a reason she's barely in the film because she's not a good actress. Even back then, I was like, it's just kind of boring. Even in Jungle to Jungle, I was like, wow, you're the worst part of that movie because you have people like Steve Martin. You have Martin Short and you have Tim Allen and you have what should we call it? What was it? Sam Huntington. Yet you have this girl who's just weak, and she doesn't come until halfway through the movie. Look at this scene. Look how bright it is. I could actually see this scene. It's not shot in complete darkness like some movies where they think if they don't show anything, they do intention. No. Sheesh. That guy is broken. You can't say that now. Mm-hmm. Dylan and Cole had not been in the same not been the same since Sweet Life ended because their filmography is not very good after that. Well, Cole did some stuff. I liked Riverdale, the early seasons of Riverdale, and uh, Lisa Frankenstein I thought was decent, not great, but their show they haven't done they haven't done something together in years. 30 minutes in. Oh, Paul passed away at 40. Reason Bella Thorne was unwanted after Disney. Yeah, because she can't act. Zendaya was the breakout star of that show, of Shake It Up. She's getting, she goes to the Oscars, she goes to the Golden Globes. She has a beautiful. She's gonna probably get married to Tom Holland. Yeah, what is Bella Thorne doing? Just finagling on Netflix. Whoopee. See, he's following them. See You Again not being nominated for Best Song in 2016 is still one of the biggest mistakes in Oscar history. Yeah, that one and others, among others. Well, it's not Christmas yet. Yeah. It's not a joke. He's not laughing. No. See? He's following them. This movie's got a lot of tension. It's just a guy in a truck following them, and there's more tension in that than a guy with a knife. Because it's something you don't know who's behind the road. Almost out of gas. 73 miles. Exit 70. And there's a gas station there. There's nobody there. It's pretty quiet. Yeah, that's a more tension when you don't. There's like nobody around, because it's scarier than a jump scare every 2 minutes. And glad Jake Paul didn't have an acting career after Disney fired him, because that would have been atrocious. Yeah, he's a wrestler now, part time. I'll say this mistake: some of the thriller movies that we got today look like a kids' film. And yeah, and there's no horrendous CGI in this movie. It's real trucks, real cars, real people. None of this fakery they do in Fast and the Furious. Now the last four movies or so, where it's just a CGI cartoon, and it's not even a funny cartoon. It's just dumb. This film has some smart things to it. I'm eating SpaghettiOs cold out of the can. Weird. I cooked those. This is scary. Like, this movie has more the thrills than any horror movie that came out last year. The key thing to a good horror movie or thriller is tension, not jump scares, not CG, not not none of that, not things like just It's when you can feel like the there's tension in the air. That's what made Cloverfield feel so scary. We don't see the monster until like halfway through the movie, but when we see that Statue of Liberty blow up, I'm like, yeah, now the movie's getting real. That's what's scarier than showing everything in 2 seconds. I may have ADHD, but I can take a slow burn when it comes to tension. You got to build it up. You can't just do that in 2 seconds. He's not the villain. It's a dead end. Yeah, you notice that nobody has a cell phone in this movie because it was 2001, not 2011 or 2021. Now everybody has a cell, you know, when they're in trouble. They're like, "Oh, I gotta call this or text this." Yep, here it comes. Yep, that truck is totaled. There it is. That's terrifying. Because trucks are already scary when they're on the road. But then when they try to kill you, it's scary. Let's go faster. Let's go faster. This is crazy, man. So Bieski, nothing happens to her. That's why not till like the third act. So she's kind of inconsequential to the plot. If you're gonna have a girl in there, let them be a part of the plot, or just don't put them in the movie. This is scary. See what happens when you get to the we mess with the wrong people. Why? Because some people think that there are no consequences for your actions. Trying to crush somebody in a car is not fun, guys. That's terrifying. This is why I don't get in cars. I don't. I only go in my dad's car usually because my brother's a crazy, reckless driver. Sometimes he gets into accidents every year, and he's not a NASCAR driver. I don't trust cars. So many people die in them every year, or they get into accidents and get really badly hurt. I rather walk. I'm safer walking or taking the bus or the train because I know I'm safer in the hands of somebody that's paying attention to the road or the the tracks on the train on the subway. That was terrifying. That scene was scarier than any jump scare you could throw in any horror movie. Yeah. They almost died and the movie's not even over yet. We're about 47 minutes in. Car trouble, they try to destroy your car. Now cars run on electrical, so gas is usually not a problem for people that have hybrids and electrical cars. It's crazy how Steve Zahn went from this movie to more comedic roles because this was a lot to deal. Because dealing with this was scarring. See why you shouldn't mess with CB radios? No, Jennifer Lawrence is a better actress. She won an Oscar and she's beautiful and willing to go out there for her career. She's lovely. No. San Antonio's in Texas. Jersey is in the Northeast. Be safe. That became a word that was synonymous with this decade. They're in Nebraska. Mm-hmm. The soundtrack is pretty good in the movie. It's not a lot of music in it because it's not a musical. You think it's over, it's not. We're just in the first half of the movie's over. I love my rig. What does that mean? But she's barely in the movie. Right on. Doing shots. The soundtrack is pretty good. And it's a movie that holds up because of all that tension. It's built up and it keeps going even when they think they're safe. Peaches, 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 Peaches. She's not Peaches. Anna Taylor-Joy is. He's not a boy. He was a man. He saved them from getting beat up. Presidential seats, a motel. Those are cheap. Those usually don't even have TVs. Most places do now. So, or Wi-Fi connections if they're cheap. Some people have to learn how to take risks and not be afraid of everything. I post girls because I don't have any fear of what getting canceled. Yeah, I got one video that was flagged because of Meta on Facebook. It doesn't pay for musical rights, but again, I could post it somewhere else. That's what she said. That's what she said. There's some filler scenes with Lisa Sobieski, but those are the only scenes in the movie I think that are kind of weaker than the scenes with Steve Zahn and Paul Walker. Those scenes have tension. This doesn't. It's just her filling time. We're almost an hour in. I'm a risker, but not every risk I take pays off. Well, Josh, because you got to try harder. Posting a picture of a girl is not going to kill you. You act like, oh my God, if I post this, I'm going to get Cosby'd. No, you're not, because you don't take women to and get take them against their will. That's not what you do. That's why I had to get rid of Telegram, because I don't want to get scammed for money. I will not let that happen to me again. It happened to me twice in the last decade, and these people try to scam me. I'm like, no, people need to be straight up with me or just get out of my face. Right out of my face. Yep, and there's the villain again. Ted Levine has a scary voice. If you've seen Silence of the Lambs, you know that. I haven't seen it yet. I will in the spring probably, because I haven't seen any of them. I haven't seen Hannibal. I haven't seen Red Dragon. I haven't seen Manhunter. I haven't seen the prequel or the TV series, because I'm like, yeah, I don't really like a movie from a serial killer's point of view. It kind of makes me uneasy, guys. Mainly because I'm like, yeah. Have you seen the movie Maniac? Yeah, that movie is terrifying because it could really happen. It's so realistic. It's not a cartoon. It's really mean spirited. The original. Mm-hmm. We're an hour in. See, that's terrifying. I mean, even Psycho. I enjoy that movie and even the sequels, or 2 and 3. But I prefer a movie where the main character is not the killer. Yeah, usually. It's just a guy in glasses. He looks like John Goodman in The Big Lebowski. Because it feels like Lily's just thrown in there because they needed a female character for the movie, even though she doesn't do anything interesting. You don't take risks, you don't grow as a person. I had to getting this tooth taken out was a risk because I could have bled to death, but here I am. I'm still here. I made it to my next birthday. Rest area, look. The original version of Maniac, not the 2012 remake with Elijah Wood. That one is more tame compared to the original. The original's too realistic. Joe Spinell in that movie is terrifying. Like, he's the guy from Rocky, and in that movie he's just like, he looks crazy. He's just, I love Joker, but that's not really a serial killer movie. Like, he's just somebody with a mental disorder that kills because they poked the bear. Those 3 guys he shot, they were bothering him. And I'm saying the original Joker, not Folly a Doof. That's such a stupid title. They couldn't call it Joker 2, they had to call it Folly a Doof. Now this, the CB radio, he got it off the road. You should have thrown the CB radio in the ocean. No one got canceled the last year or in 2023 because of a Facebook post. Unless you do a thread or something, then it's a problem. Showing a girl like this is not going to get you banned. I'm not scared. After getting my tooth taken out, I don't fear what I post on Facebook. I like to show sexy women. I'm heterosexual. That is going to happen. I'm not one of these freaks where every Pride Month they have to show their agendas in my face. I told you I'm not a part of that group. Not. I don't celebrate Pride Month. I got colorful socks for the winter. Jeez. Yeah, I don't want that to happen to me. They tried to cut off my jaw last year, and I'm not going to let it happen again. See, this is terrifying. You don't see it, but you hear it. That's more terrifying than showing everything because I didn't see a movie like Irreversible. If I did a podcast for that, that would break me because YouTube will not let me allow. They will not allow me to put a movie where a woman literally gets raped on camera. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna have movies that are mean spirited towards women, especially with Women's Month coming up in March. Yeah, I like to see women in their beautiful form, giving birth. Being sexy. Being nurturing. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. Stop acting like women have to be girl bosses. They don't. Yeah, this scene I think could have been cut only because it's forced. They got to make them run naked. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, again, why? I don't get it. I know he wants to humiliate them, but they couldn't go in their boxers. This is not fun. Streaking is not fun. I don't even take my clothes off like when it's hot outside. Yeah. I don't want to look. I don't want to see this. Don't worry, you're not gonna see a thing. This is like Terminator 1 or Terminator 2. Because I'm not gonna get no strike on my account because you showed nudity. I'm like, no, I'm not showing anything. This is horrible. This would be like going to an Applebee's and ordering a cheeseburger and I'm naked. I'm like, don't think I'm a mental patient, and I'm not. This is humiliating and just really, really forced. There's no tension here. Just people like, nope, don't want to see that. 67 minutes in. That's just when it's happened. This is the one scene I was like, why? The scene could is I bet on the TV version they cut this scene out and they don't show anything. Like, yeah, because they're stupid. Wow, even that tear was forced by her. The sequel doesn't have a scene like this. The girl's in her panties. They don't show any forced nudity like this. Yeah, they're like, mm-hmm. You ever heard this? Yeah. There's you ever heard this old expression? You ever heard the old expression, no shoes, no shirt, no service? Yeah. But I kind of get what you're saying. It's okay, because I'm fine with some violence in a movie if it's an R rating, but if it's like for kids, don't make it violent, guys. Just make it, you know, you can take a few risks, but don't go overboard. Yeah, at least that scene is over. Or if I went to Brendan and Cars like that naked, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. It's freezing outside anyway. I wouldn't do that even if it was like 40 degrees outside. You said it's a cornfield. Yeah, these are terrifying, especially at night. Because in Children of the Corn, they usually show them at the daytime near the corn stalks. Stephen King thought corn was scary. No, it's not. The cornfields are scary because you don't know what's in there. Like if you've seen any horror movie that in a cornfield, it's 12 degrees in my area. It was like 17 over here in New York. But I'm not going outside. I went outside yesterday. 70 minutes in. The trucks are scary, people. They can be very scary. You ever seen a truck up close? They're like giant, they're like dinosaurs with metal rims. I've seen trucks, yeah, a lot. My dad used to stop when we used to go on the road like years ago. We used to see a truck stop, and these things are massive. That's why nobody messes with Optimus Prime because he's a freight truck. Yeah, in those live action Transformers movies, because trucks are scary. I mean, I have a Hess truck, but I'm saying real trucks are not exactly appealing to me. I would never ride in a truck. I just got this uneasy feeling. Unless it was an emergency, then I get on a truck. But other than that, no. A big freight truck like that, no. Yeah, this is it's pretty tense. 12 degrees and it's not snowing over there? That's crazy. I thought Tennessee was hot like Texas or Arizona or whatever. That's pretty intense, man. Yeah, this movie has some unintentional laughs, but it's not a comedy though. It's dead serious, especially the first half of it. So Bieski just seems like she's just there. She's an add-on. She's not essential to the plot. This movie makes me want to see the Diary of a Kid films again because Steve Zahn is the dad in those, in all three of them. This weather is crazy. It's 17 degrees, yet it's not snowing today. That's why when it was raining last Sunday, all the rain turned to ice at the end of the night. I was like, why do we need ice? I don't want ice. Ice is dangerous, guys. I don't skate on the ice. I saw Disney on Ice last week, but I wasn't on the ice. The Disney characters were. I was far away from the ice. I saw it. I'd rather ride a Zamboni on the ice than be on the ice. Because you know how scared, remember Deadpool? It's like, you better tell me what I want to know or you're going to die in 5 minutes. I love that movie so much, man. And it's the same studio that did this movie. 15 years after this movie, we got the first Deadpool from Fox, not Disney. That soundtrack, yeah. While it's a good song, it's scary. Cornfields are creepy. I never go inside those things. No, hell no. They have a bunch of those of corn in like Staten Island or like in PA in Pennsylvania when you go to Hershey Park. There's a big cornfield out there, and it's like ooh. It's 73 minutes in, so we're almost done. Lewis! Oh, your voice cracked. And gotcha. Even Freddy versus Jason had a scene like this, and it's pretty creepy because you have Jason set on fire with a giant machete walking through the cornfield. That's pretty intense, guys. Some people say that movie's dumb. It does have its moments where there's some tension. Because what's scarier than a cornfield? A cornfield that's set on fire. That is a farmer's like probably nightmare. Yeah, that's why I don't live near any farmland because fires are a farm's worst enemy. Bad weather and fire. And no, I'm not making fun of what happened in California. That's not something to take light of. That was dead serious. But it happened because it's too hot in California. It's not 20 degrees over there. It's cold over here. It's warm over there. Strange. See, there's fire. Yep. The car's on fire. I used to do that a few times when I voice cracked. No, I get that, Josh, but I'm saying I've not the movie, just a few special features disc. I don't have it on digital. Though. I do have it on digital, but I'm like, I just got a digital copy of the movie The Words, so I could see that in February. It's with Zoe Saldana and Bradley Cooper. Yeah, I was lucky I got that. Another car's destroyed. The digital copies can crash. DVDs and Blu-rays usually don't, and I've had this DVD for a long time. I actually bought this at a supermarket a long time ago. I think it was on Black Friday back in like 2016 or 2015, around that time. He's gonna hijack the car. He's gonna hotwire the car. It's funny how convenient that they just find one truck that's open and they're gonna hotwire it. Uh-oh. Got it. They just hotwired a car. Well, the movie's almost over, so And this doesn't have a downbeat ending out of nowhere like the movie I saw last week. Another song. That's scotch tape. That's not duct tape. Medford. Nope, it's not him. Got a shotgun right in her face. This feels more like a saw trap than a joyride. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the second half is more like a hostel or a saw or something like that. Please do not disturb. Such a weak character. No wonder she retired so young. Because that's the reason Madam Web failed. Not just because it was badly edited, badly written, and badly acted. There's no tension. When that character's when Ezekiel shows up and kills people, I'm like, there's no tension because we're not scared of him. He's badly dubbed over and he's not intimidating. His suit could have been cool if that was an alternate Miles costume or Peter Parker, but we don't know Ezekiel Sims. We don't know him. So he's not scary. He's not. He wouldn't be scary in the Spider-Verse. The Spot was more scarier than him because the Spot has these weird powers and we don't know what he's a mystery character, but he's interesting. I'll say that. Ezekiel Sims was not. So he's not scary. The Spot at least has a cool design and powers that we don't see coming. So that's interesting. And plus he's a different villain for Miles to fight, not just another Green Goblin or another Rhino or whatever. That's why people love Spider-Verse so much, because I'm like, Across the Spider-Verse had a different villain. And plus, it was voiced by a really good actor, so that's why it worked. Ted Levine is a good villain here. He is, because you don't see him. But Lita Sobieski's a weak female character, because she's just there and gets captured, because all girls had to be damsels in distresses in the early 2000s. Most of them, not all of them. Because in Charlie's Angels, they were not. They came out a year before this, and they're good. They're strong, but they're also vulnerable. Like, one of them gets their hair pulled out from under her. So if she proves she's human. What is? See, Paul Walker can act in this movie. Because I know Ted Levine, I know what he sounds like. I've seen him in Flubber, and I saw him in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. That was up beneath him. He was a guy that likes to take dinosaurs' tooth out. Hey, that happened to me last year. That's not going to happen again. No one's pulling any more teeth out of my mouth. Clean it? Yes. Rip it out? Hell no. $83 minutes in. This movie is, yeah, it could be really intense. Like, it's not really a horror film. It's more like a psychological thriller. I'll call it that. Yeah, because this guy's nuts. You mess with the wrong person on the CB radio, and look what happens to you. And I'm sweating like a pig. Gonna have to take this off because I'm dying. Let me take this off. It's too hot up here. Blast the heat all day. Ugh. Much better. Whew. It's just too hot up here. Okay, I'm doing good now. I feel better now. Yeah, whenever it's cold, my mom blasts the heat up all day, and I'm like, it's cold, but she's so cute. So, well, she's not cute. I wish she was. She's not ugly. It's just that as an actress, she's just kind of weak here. If it was a better actress, like in the sequels, we have two girls I actually like, and one of them passed away. You got Nikki Acox and Laura Jordan. They're much better than Lily Sobieski because they actually do something in this movie. They're not just victims. That's a saw trap. It really is. Yeah, we got stabbed right in the leg. That's not Ted Levine. His voice is Ted Levine. He's dubbed over in the CB radio, but that's another actor. But it works because he's still a scary looking dude. In in Madam Web, he sounds like this. They will destroy me. I must stop this. You have no idea. I'm like, why are you talking like that? That's not your voice. Did they think if they dubbed the actor over, he wouldn't sound foreign? I'm like, no, he sounds like a cartoon character or a bad anime dub. Ted Levine's voice here is scary. Just hearing, hey, Candy Cane, I want to kick up with you. See, that's scary. Sounding like a bad ADR, that's just ridiculous. Yeah, it's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre a little bit, except this is at night. Most of those movies take place in the daytime. When Leatherface hits somebody, when he hits that guy with the hammer, I'm like, yeah, that's in the daytime. That movie feels real. Like that's why State was banned in certain countries because it doesn't feel like a fake horror movie. It feels real. I need some water. I'm running out of water here. Much better. I think I got a popcorn kernel in my throat. I hate those things. They get stuck in my tooth and there's the truck. There, I got it out. It's the skin of the popcorn. That usually I have to take it out. 18. That was close. See, that truck is scary. The truck is actually a character in the movie. It's not like the trucks in Cars. No, that's a comedy for kids. This is a dead serious movie for adults. This is one of Paul Walker's best performances besides the original Fast and the Furious and the Skulls and all those other movies he's done. Because it's taken seriously. He could have won an Oscar if it wasn't for that stupid accident that happened to him, man. "90 minutes in, we're almost done." Oh, that looks painful. Man, that truck is almost unstoppable. The unstoppable force meets the immovable object. Yeah, this movie's pretty intense. I'm glad I put it, but it's not as violent and over the top as Running Scared. That's way more violent than this movie because it's more mean spirited than this movie is. Because it's like a crime thriller. This is more of a psychological thriller. With this guy's messing with their heads. It's a lot of blood though. Poor friend had to get abducted too. That's traumatic when people go through something like this. I never went through something like this because I don't mess with CB radios. After Telegram, I'm like, yeah, I will not mess with apps or any devices that I don't understand, that you don't know who's on the other line. I'd rather see some person's face so I know it's really them. Even when I was on Skype, at least when I talked to people, I knew it was them. They weren't hiding behind a facade. I like people to be truthful without shoving it in my face. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. At least we know my face is actually real. Yeah, Josh, and so is all the other guys that are on Facebook, like Tevya and Dimension. He's Dimension Scott. He does these playthroughs. I know it's really him. Even though he doesn't talk when he plays the games, I know it's him. I know what he looks like. I like to see a person's face. When I date a girl, I'm not dating a computerized AI voice. I want to see her and be able to touch her in real life. And the movie ends on a cliffhanger, but it's not a downbeat ending. So that was Joyride from 2001. Still a very convincing thriller, and it has a lot of tension. Yeah, the other girl was Jessica Bowman. She was the other girl in the movie, but she's like she's barely in the film. She has less screen time than Lily Sobieski. So thanks for watching me today, guys. Acknowledge me. And the next one I'm doing is the second one, Joyride 2, the unrated Dead Ahead sequel from like 2000. I think it's like from 2008. So we'll see. Do that one tomorrow. See ya.